Hello, ladies and gentlemen, I am PANCZASU, and it seems like my old, overly enthusiastic self has fully returned, and obviously I'm very happy about it, and I bet that you are as well. Things are going swell, I am feeling much better, and in general there are things to be happy about. So let us go right into the game and see what we can do about the cities that are being besieged, because I may be happy but my citizens probably are not, with like, I don't know if those guys are making siege weapons or not, but if they are, then they are probably like flaming boulders of death raining on my city, killing my citizens. That could be unhealthy, I imagine. Either way, I've got my 3 marines and a hero, and I'm willing to use them to kill the enemy. Hello? I wanna kill you. Alright, let's walk close to them first, and then try to kill them and see if we can succeed. There we go. Now, it worked. Good. Alright, so let's start this game with a battle, and as this battle is progressing, I'll explain you my grand strategy. Oh, sounds so magnificent. It's not really. But I'll explain you my strategy for the next couple of turns on what I intend to do in order to, you know, remain powerful. Or rather, to become more powerful and hopefully knock one of the enemies out of the game. Because when we go into diplomacy for a second, you can see that Broken Lords have actually discarded me, which I don't remember happening. But obviously it has happened in the last video, I just don't really remember it, that they actually found out about me. Either way, it's bad, because now we're on a hammer, soon they will attack me, surely. And then it will be up to me to defend against them and the 2 necrophages. So by then, I hope that one of the necrophages will be on permanent vacation. sorry, I know it's cheesy. Either way, let us, oh, for crying out loud, I keep forgetting to tell my units to hold position. It's not a very big deal, but it is going to cost me a little bit of patience. Now this guy is a regular, he is my friendly cannon meat folder. Cannon meat folder sounds like some kind of butcher's recipe for grinded meat, by the way. So anyway, I'm satisfied with this holding position over here. I don't think I want to step any lower than that. I mean, on this beach, possibly, I would gain a better range to fire over enemy units, but actually I think it would be even better if I were to step up, and then I would still probably have fairly decent range, because I will have range to attack those 2 tiles, and also the only tiles the enemy can stand on in order to attack me. So by all means, I'll move over there. Now, unfortunately, this time I will not be able to get much shooting done, which is not good. When you have ranged units, you want to start firing as soon as possible, but hey, I'm utilizing a choke point, which right now is way more important than firing first. If I did want to fire as soon as possible, I would obviously position my units over there, and then get slaughtered by necrodrons, who are incredibly powerful. I'm not even sure if I'm supposed to refer to them as who. They're not, I mean, I guess they are people. Whatever, let's not talk about that. It's, I guess, a very sensitive issue. There's probably some kind of necrophages rights movement out there that is willing to sue me for talking bad stuff about them. Man, yeah, I better be careful. I don't want to get sued. Either way, I guess it's not okay to talk bad things about necrophages, but it is okay to kill them. I mean, it's to be expected. They are killers by themselves, so they understand the idea of killing people. They are very good at this process as well, mind you. So yeah, but let's show them how proficient we are at their own techniques by killing and wiping them all. And of course, the only marine that is not going to fire is our weakened marine, which is slightly unfortunate, because now he is going to do barely any damage. Actually, is he? Or is he going to do full damage? Let's have a quick look. It does look like he deals full damage, so even when our units are weakened, they still deal full damage. It's not a final confirmation that this is indeed the case, mind you, but it does seem like this is what is happening. And I think that I didn't actually check the forums, but I'm pretty sure that this is actually what is the case. So yeah, it doesn't matter if units take damage, it only matters if they die or not. Either way, our city is no longer under siege, so what I need to do next is clear the second city, and then, as I promised I would do before, I'll probably, or rather definitely, launch a devastating counterattack and wipe out one of my opponents. Hopefully, no, you're not going to go into a city, you're going to an army. Hopefully wipe them out and gain their powerful city. Now, the swarm must surely also make me discovered by the wild walkers. And as threatening as it may be, and also possibly other player. But as threatening as it may be, this city, without a shadow of a doubt, is a very powerful city. I'm gonna bet, by the time I take it, let's say 7 or 8 population. $5. If you bet against me, I'm not actually going to give you real money, just saying. But if you were in the room with me right now in real life, I possibly would. Although I'm a very cheap person, but also kind of honorable, so I'd probably give that to you. So it's a shame you're not in a room with me. Also because maybe I would gain $5 from this deal. Anyway, let's go into Empire Plan. Now, unfortunately, I forgot to increase my influence points income, which is something I advise you to do when you are nearing your next Empire Plan moment. So, for example, if you're like, let's say 4 turns away from Empire Plan, have a look at it, see how far away you're from your best imaginable plan, then scale down as much as you feel like you want to or you can afford, and try to adjust your influence gain so that you can actually go for what you want to go for. I forgot to do that, unfortunately, so I have to make do with just 65 influence points, which is not entirely what I would like to have, but I have to make do. This is enough for 2 tier 1 empire plans. Now, certainly I do want more science, but do I want anything else is the question. Well, let's apply this for a quick second, because we can still change it while I'm not switching the turns. So, when we look at our cities, we can see that, oh, they're actually content. Is the issue fixed then? Yes, it is. Alright, this is good. So I no longer have to feel guilty about the fact that I am actually abusing a bug. Good. So because of this, I will not feel guilty by investing in another plan. So what do we want? It's either lowered building buyout or lowered unit cost. I do not have a lot of dust to buy out structures, so it must surely be unit cost. And I do need to produce as many units as I can, simply because, well, I'm at war and I will soon probably be at war with literally every AI on this map. As such, it is very important that I actually do have those units at a cheap price, so that I can actually, you know, master an army that is at least half decent. So that's a fairly important empire plan to go for. Now, somebody said in a suggestion that I should probably hire a new hero, which I absolutely agree with. Thing is, I don't actually have Rookery yet, which is a tech from Tier 1 era. Tier 1 era, just era number 1, right there. And yeah, I probably want to go for Rookery, but the thing is, I also want to rush for era 3 as soon as possible. However, having a new hero will possibly allow me to get to era 3 faster. So yeah, by all means, I'll go for Rookery. Thank you for this suggestion. I completely forgot that this upgrade actually exists. Don't ask me how it is possible to forget about that, but I did. It happens, okay? Don't hate. So yeah, we'll go for Rookery. But I'll probably not buy an army leader. More likely I'm going to go for a city governor. And hopefully I'll get an added mages governor. Because added mages, while they are not officially announced and they are not in the game yet, they do have their heroes in the game. And added mages heroes are amazing in terms of science because... oh wow. Oh wow. Those guys look awesomely intimidating. And they fire lightning bolts. Either way, let's leave them be. They cannot attack me because they're not at war with me. Either way, what was I saying? Oh yeah, added mages heroes. Yeah, added mages heroes have... do you remember Wild Walker's hero? I cannot unfortunately show them to you because I have no Rookery. But Wild Walker's heroes, they have plenty of industry related skills in their skill tree, if you remember, right? Well, imagine the same thing but with science, and that's pretty much what you can expect from added mages heroes. Not entirely, there are differences certainly, but for Volters, added mages heroes and Broken Lords heroes are probably the best, because added mages give Volters a ton of science to mess around with, which is what Volters love, and the Broken Lords heroes give Volters a lot of strategic resources gain, which is again what Volters love. So, amusingly enough, as Volters, you do not actually want to hire Volters hero unless you're leading an army, because Volters actually have fairly good army leaders, but that is the only exception. And you start with an army leader, so you probably don't want a second one until later in the game. Now, I can equip my hero with better stuff. Do I actually want to do it, though? Well, I can give her a pendant that will increase the power of my entire army, which is nothing to sniff at, honestly, especially since increased critical on my entire army. Yeah, I'll take it. It will cost me some titanium though, so let's ignore the changes and see how much I have. 42. That is a ton of titanium. I am willing to spend that, but before that, let's have a quick look. Penetration, I mean, perfectly balanced is not something I can go for yet, but then I can go for Resistance Eye, which will at its best, give me +6 critical on units. Not bad, but I would honestly rather max out staggered blows first, because I'm mostly going to focus on ranged units in my army, and this is just a very big increase. That said, do I really want to focus on ranged units? Well, I will always have some, but ideally I do want to have more of melee-based backup as well, preferably in the form of something big and stumpy. So I'm not sure, maybe I should actually go for that. The only worry I have is that this ability is right now not implemented, so I would basically waste any skill point. And as such, I think I'm simply going to go for staggered blows. Or, you know what is a better idea? I need my army to be mobile. And agile mover makes my army more mobile, so let's go for just that. Apply the change, thank you, and hey, get back here, I also want to equip you. I do want more critical chance on my units. Do I want more initiative? I probably do not want more initiative, because I already have very good initiative on all my units, despite the fact that I have a lot of armor on them as well. This is not something I find particularly useful, besides, because I'm archers and because I like deploying in choke points, I want the enemy to come closer to the strong points, and then, in the same turn, I want to fire at them. So I want to have my initiative as low as possible, instead of having it as high as possible. So, let us think about... I mean, it doesn't matter a great deal, but it's something that... it's something I always wonder if I should go for high initiative or low initiative. Either way, it feels like a waste increasing your initiative most of the time. That is my personal feeling. It doesn't give you as amazing of a bonus as in, let's say, Dungeons and Dragons. If you know what I mean. I mean, if you're playing with cavalry, yeah, I guess, but I'm not right now, so yeah. Do I want to give my hero any other abilities and improvements and stuff? Well, having given more damage on her would probably be fairly nice. So let's give her even better critical, even more critical to that. I mean, this actually doesn't increase her critical, only her initiative and defense. I don't need that. Do I want to give her anything else? She still has tier 1 bow. Oh, that's unacceptable. Let's go for tier 2. Apply the changes, thank you very much, and let us continue walking to save my city. Thankfully AI is still too dumb to instantly conquer them. Oh man, can you imagine what will happen when the devs finally patch this thing? Oh, this will be a nightmare. I will love it. Yeah. Either way, but when they implement that, then surely, of course, there will be also stuff like extra defense cap on city, which will also help you defend against AI, so yeah. Either way, anything else for me to do instead? Not entirely, so let's skip to the next one and see what those extras are going to do. If they're going to attack me, then this would be kind of unfortunate, because I need to stay high on health. They decide to just stand and watch me kill their opponents. Alright then, fair enough. Let me just go ahead and declare a battle. Now this guy is actually a hero, which makes me slightly worried. He is level 4. He's got slavery. I don't remember this skill. I honestly do not remember slavery, and I do know most of manual and bestiary almost by heart, so it's very strange I don't remember slavery. Either it's new or I simply have forgotten it, which is both are possibilities, I'll not lie. Sorry. Alright, this is actually interesting. Is there any way for anybody to get over here? No, but I cannot deploy units in this tile either as a result. That's a shame, alright. I was going to abuse this, but then again I'm happy I'm not allowed to abuse it in such a way. That would be fairly cheap. Alright, where do I want to go in ahead and form a choke point? I believe that this area-ish is probably the best one. So let's move my marines to the back, then I'll move them to the high ground over here, so that they can fire from a comfortable position. Actually, this area, this plateau, whatever you're supposed to, however you're supposed to pronounce it, it seems like a perfect place to have my shooting range. So, dear Harmonite, please guard this entrance. And did I forgot to go for hold position again? I totally did. Alright, that's good to know. If you can count on one thing, then it's my memory failing me every single time when I want to hold position. Not a very big deal, just slight annoyance. Alright, my dear Marines, you have to steadily move to the back, and you want to stay there, so that my other unions can protect you with their own bodies. Oh yes. There is that. Harmonite is going to stay where he stays, and hero is going to be exactly the same. Now the enemy's hero is going to take some minor damage, very minor in fact, that's kinda unsettling. And he's also going to be able to attack my marines as well. Oh, this is bad. Almost one-shot them. I guess this guy is level 4 after all. But it's still mighty scary, I have to admit. Thankfully, enemy foragers are not entirely scary, so I'm not too terrified right now. Either way, I'm doing a very poor job at retreating to this high ground thus far. It's mostly because of how powerful the enemy hero is and how much damage he can take. Thankfully, other units are fairly far away from mine, and they have to walk through a fairly long corridor-esque like area to get to me, so it's not too bad. Unfortunately, my Harmonite was also unable to kill the enemy hero, which is not entirely what I was hoping for, but it's okay, because foragers shouldn't be able to do much damage to my Harmonite, but they're still ignoring it though, which is not that good, and they're actually going to finish off my marine. Alright then, that's something I can accept. I mean, not gladly, but hey! There's a Harmonite right there! Attack him or something! I didn't buy him just to stand there and look pretty. I mean, surely he does look pretty. Or she, or it, I'm not sure. But that's not what his purpose is, or whatever. Do I really need to make him walk downstairs? I guess I will. Alright. You just continue moving there, or actually you just stand where you are and you continue moving backwards, and that will be that. Yeah, okay, we'll see what happens. Let's finish the targeting phase. Hopefully, Harmonite is actually going to do his job and tank some damage and hopefully attack some people, but well, that is not going to happen anytime soon, because those Necrodrons are simply going to stand in the wrong effing area. Yeah, Harmonite, good job, you moved forward, I'm so proud of you. Unfortunately, I told him to hold his ground, so he's not going to attack anything ever. Well, here's our worthwhile investment. Did nothing at all this turn. I suppose that without him, enemy would be able to reach me faster, slightly. Still, that wasn't entirely, you know, amazing. An amazing display of force from him. Oh, whatever, let's finish those guys as well while we are at it. I mean, there's no reason not to. Do I dare go for auto battle? Let's see what happens if I do. Not too much, good, and my Harmonite actually did something useful, so I'm happy with that. Let's hold my ground in this area for the time being, because I do want some reinforcements if at all possible. Can I hurry the production of a marine? No, I want to though. Alright, let's keep focusing on the industry and see if I can hurry up the production of marine. Meanwhile, my main city, as much as I want a canal system in there, I will go for Harmonite first, just because I will need some defenders. And unhappy, right, my happy empire plan is no longer in effect. That's fairly bad. Do I have luxuries to overcome this issue? I've got plenty of dye. Oh, wow, I have a ton of dye. Why was I not using this? And I have a ton of wine. Now, something that was also implemented in the patch, which I didn't mention before, is the fact that now every luxury bonus, as you can see, does give you a bonus to happiness. Every single one. Which is fairly substantial, and it is something that you're supposed to use as much as possible. Now, wine is still your ultimate happiness problem solver, because of how much happiness it gives you. However, because right now I only have 2 cities, and one of which is actually happy. Wait, that's the wrong tab, there we go. Oh, they're only content? Really? I thought that they're 70% is supposed to be happy. Spoiled brats, you're supposed to be happy. Be happy. Don't worry, be happy. Whatever, either way, I'm not going to waste wine on just 2 cities, rather I'll use dye, because I have plenty of dye. It will increase my prestige again, which is nice, because I could use some extra prestige. And again, 10 happiness, nothing to sniff at either. So let's go ahead, activate my dye boost. I still have plenty of dye left, but I do also want to be able to trade with it beginning next turn. Alright then. Now, unfortunately, I will need to end this video cast early, for multiple reasons. But before I do, I will show you some effects of Imperial coinage. And oh, that already war broken loads, you bastards! It took you like no time whatsoever. We just met each other. What? I'm pretty sure we only just met each other. It couldn't have been that long, could it? I'm so tempted to just rewatch my previous video, because I swear I either didn't meet them or met them not too long ago. They're not supposed to declare war on me so soon. Ah, those bastards. Alright. Number 1 plan. Kill those Necrodrons. I mean Necromorphs. Now. No, Necrophages, that's Necromorphs. That's the wrong game. Either way, I need to kill them ASAP. Can I do it with just 2 units? I can try. Oh, and they have an army over there. Let's see what kind of army it is. First, it is a big army with plenty of Necrodrons. Alright, let's move back then. That's just peachy. Alright. Let's see what I can do though. I now have access to a marketplace, and as you can see, I can trade stockpiles, luxuries, and surgical resources, which is why Imperial Colonnade is so powerful, because you can trade all of those things, which is just beautiful. Now, strategic resources is something that it is very important for you to trade when you are voters, because obviously you want to have as much of your holy resource as humanly possible. Also, this looks beautiful, just saying. And what is Hyperium? Yeah, I also like Hyperium. I like all the artworks, honestly, they are really cool. I mean, Titanium is probably the least cool one, and it's still very cool. And luxuries, well, it is probably something that you're supposed to trade the most. Now, what do you want to do? The problem is there's still this abusable mechanic in the game that I don't want to abuse, but I feel like I should show it to you, because sooner or later it will be patched and then you want to do something. So it is important to go with the demand and whatnot. So right now the demand for all those resources is very, very low, so I can buy them for very, very cheap. And as such, I should look for something that I want to have and buy it, because it will cost me basically nothing whatsoever. So let's browse through all those luxuries. This orchid is very powerful, especially in late game. Right now it's probably not as amazing as you may think, but it's there, it's up there. Dust water, extra dust, we don't care about that. Dye, we have emeralds, don't work. Gold is not too bad, it's not something we care about either. City defense, not important. Hydromeal doesn't work. Pixie blood sounds amazing, but we don't care about health regen on city because it doesn't really work either. Extra experience on units. Sounds tasty, but I don't have a lot of units. Extra food on the city, this is what we're going to go for, by the way, but let's keep exploring. And falling tiger bones for extra production on the city. Also very nice, however, consider... then again, I'm having second thoughts. I mean, I do want my cities to grow, but I need army even more than usual, so let's go ahead and buy out some titan bones. Now, we need to have at least 15 for the booster to work, so let's see how much we can buy out, actually. As you can see, we can clearly buy 15, but... we cannot go to 30, which is what we want, ideally, to activate 2 boosters, but 1 booster is going to be good enough. So let's go ahead and buy out Titan Bones. Bam! It costed us 85. And look at this. Right now, the demand for Titan Bones has jumped significantly, and is right now purely ridiculous, which is increasing the price by a ton. So now, if I were to... let's go to luxuries. If I were to sell Titan Bones... as you can see, I would gain 107 dust, which is actually more dust than I had to spend to buy Titan Balls. This is currently an abuse that you're not supposed to use if you're an honorable person. It is something that the devs know of and they are fixing it, but right now you can trade like so and gain an infinite amount of dust if you want to. The main reason why I'm showing this to you is because if you want to test something and you want to activate cheat mode per se, that is how you can do it. Just abuse the marketplace and you have infinite dust. But we don't want to do this, and I actually do want to keep my Titan Balls because I can use them. What I don't care about too much, well, Blood Crystal is nice, but dye I have a ton of. So let's sell some dye, so I can buy some dye, so I can sell some more dye. So let's see what... well, if I sell dye, I sell it for pretty much nothing whatsoever. I'm so tempted to just sell my Titan Balls, but this is not something I want to do at all. I need to create a market for dyes. The problem is right now that the AI isn't really using marketplace at all, so it doesn't buy anything, and as such everything is very cheap and you cannot really sell it for much. And I wanted to actually sell some of my dye to gain a lot of dust to buy out some of my units, but since I'm a normal person, I'm not going to use the abuse mechanic, and instead I'll simply activate Titan Bones in my entire empire, and bam, now I have a lot more production and will be able to just get my units much faster on the battlefield. Canal system is well on its way, my people are furthered again, that's nice to see. And yeah, I think I showed you everything there is to see. And I'm going to finish this video guys right here because I really do have to go. It was PANCZASU, also known as the Mighty Mix Power. If you somehow managed to enjoy my video, then please do like it, leave a comment below because I love reading them and responding to them. Thank you very much for watching and I'll see you online. And no, we are not going to play this battle yet. You'll have to wait for the next video.